Okay, so let's unpack the situation with number 27, Xavier Jackson.
Yeah.
If you've been watching the Houston Cougars this season, I mean, you can't miss him. We're watching a sophomore cornerback go from a name kind of buried on the depth chart to...
essentially the main character of the defense.
Right.
All in the span of a month.
It's been a whiplash trajectory, seriously. And the mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We've got the game tape, we've got the stats. We need to figure out, is this a legitimate breakout star?
Or is the coaching staff just, gambling on potential that isn't quite ready for prime time?
That is the big question.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the raw materials, the hype makes sense.
It does. Jackson's a small-town kid LaPlace, Louisiana. But he didn't look like a small-town recruit when he got to campus.
No, the recruiting profile had him at, 3 stars? But physically?
He was ready day one.
Yeah.
6'2", 196 pounds. In today's game, that is the prototype. You want those long corners who can get up and press.
You just can't teach that frame. But, having the frame and using it are two different things. He sat his whole freshman year.
Buried. But I remember hearing those practice reports, and coaches kept dropping the phrase, practice flashes.
Which usually means he makes one incredible play and then gets lost on the next two.
Exactly. Fair point. But they loved his instincts. They said he was just reacting to the ball faster than the vets.
So the talent was there. It was just waiting for a lane to open up.
And this season, it did. But let's be honest, those first 2 games, a little shaky.
Yeah, he looked like a young guy adjusting to the speed of the game. Maybe thinking a bit too much.
Until that FCS Midwest game, that felt like a switch flipped.
It really did. I'm looking at the stat line right here. 6 total tackles, 3 solo, 3 assists.
Yeah.
But the number that just screams at me is 2. 2 tackles for loss.
From a cornerback, that's rare. It tells you he wasn't just covering his guy, he was reading the entire offensive scheme.
That's that trigger the coaches were talking about.
Exactly. And the passing chart showed something even more interesting, right?
Silence. That's what it showed. He just wasn't getting targeted nearly as much.
Quarterbacks looked his way, saw he was in position, and just went somewhere else. That's what you want.
So that performance clearly tipped the scales. Because just a few days later, the big roster news drops.
He officially wins the position battle over Alvin Williamson Jr. He's the starting number 2 corner now.
Which is a huge vote of confidence, but also a huge risk. You're benching a known guy for the high upside kid right before you play a ranked opponent.
And that brings us to the reality check. Number 25, Iowa State.
A massive step up in competition.
Oh, absolutely. And watching that tape, it was a roller coaster. On the stat sheet, he looks active. 2 solo tackles, 4 assists. He's around the ball.
But then you see the other side.
The touchdown he gave up.
That and the tackling in the open field. There were a few moments where he was right there, but just sort of